Hi.
안녕하세요. Akshita, I don't know if it is me or your voice is very low. I don't know if it is just me or. Better than before, I would say.
Just a minute. Is it fine now, sir?
Yes, it's good now.
Yeah. Okay. So hello everyone. Annyeonghaseyo. So just like let me introduce myself first of all. I am Akshita. A few of you know me as your teacher, Korean language teacher, and a few of you know me as your classmate. So for me, like to tell you about me, I have joined LKI in 2020 as a student, and then I shifted as a teacher in 2021, and that's why it is so. And yeah, welcome sir, welcome everybody to the session. Let me introduce like why are we here today. We are here for the GKS session, and it is conducted by us. So like there are a few pointers that you need to know before starting the session, and these are something like this. The session is basically going to be recorded and uploaded on YouTube later. So if you want to watch the recording, you can watch on the YouTube later. Okay. And if you are not comfortable to show yourself in front of camera, you can keep your cameras off. Okay. And please keep your mics off if you're not speaking. Okay. It shouldn't disturb the people who are like giving presentation or speaking. And use the raise hand feature if you want to ask questions. And yeah, just like that, you can enjoy the session. Okay, so let me tell you what is GKS first of all. So a few of you know about GKS already, while a few of you don't have any idea what is GKS, but you know there's some scholarship that are fully funded in Korea. So yeah, GKS stands for Global Korea Scholarship, and it is like as it is an academic scholarship managed and fully provided by NEED, which is like NIIED, National Institute of International Education, which is a branch in like Ministry of Education in the Republic of Korea. What are the benefits that this scholarship give? As told earlier, this is a fully funded scholarship, so that's why it has a round trip airfare, then monthly stipend, tuition fees, and medical coverage, and etc. Second of all, how do we exactly apply for this scholarship? Well, that is what we are going to see today. But we have like two ways. One is embassy track and one is university track. So through embassy track, you have to apply through embassy, and you can apply to 3 universities at once. While in university track, you have to apply to your desired university. And yeah, that is what the overall idea of GKS is about. If sir, if you want to add anything, you can please do that.
No, I think you have covered like the basics pretty well, Rishi. And rest we will be talking about GKS like in great detail. So Kinchana, it's okay. So yeah, I think the we want you forgot to add that today in our session we also have some LKI students, LKI alumni, you can say, who got GKS already and they are studying in Korea. So we have invited them and they have been like kind enough to accept our invitation and they have spared some time to join the session. So you will be getting like first-hand experience how their application process was, and you can ask them if you have any questions. I think you have already added your questions in a spreadsheet, so we will be asking the questions to them. And if like there are any questions that you still want to add, you can always ask to them directly. So I think yeah, it's okay, you can proceed.
Okay, so first of all, as I mentioned, thank you all, Darshanashi, Akanksha, Sudandashi, and Rishi for joining today, and like accepting to join today and sharing your experience with us. So I won't waste much more time because as I know what you all here for. So yeah, like I'll start with Darshanashi. So Let me tell you something about Darshana Shi. First of all, Darshana Shi is doing her major in like global MBA. She has applied to Chonnam National University, but currently she is doing her language university in Telugu University. Her duration of the course will be 2 years master and 1 year language course. And currently she is in her 1 year mandatory language course. She had applied for GKS grad, and she applied in Feb 2020, which means this year. So yeah, that's all about Darshana Shi, and I'll give you the platform now. Let me stop sharing the screen. Yeah, you can do it.
So very good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you, LKI faculty, Satish sir, Akshita, for inviting me as a speaker and giving me opportunity to share my experience. So I will just share my screen and please let me know if you all can see. Can anyone just unmute and confirm?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay. I will just start with the process directly. At the end of this PPT, if you have any questions, you can just ask me, okay? Or you can write in the chat box so that I can answer you. So we'll start.
Yes, please, Darshana Shi.
Yeah. So first, I would like to tell you something about myself. So my name is Darshan Anand Kambe. I have been applied for the Global Korea Scholarship for the graduate program, Master's 1, in this February 2022. And previously, I did my bachelor's in commerce when I was back in India. I do have an experience of working in a corporate for 5 years. So that time I was not able to complete my master's. So I just thought of giving a try to this scholarship and I applied to GKS because it is one of the best scholarship provided by the Korean government. So here is the content today which I will be sharing with you guys. So this is just which track to choose, your desired major and university, the application checklist and so on. So we'll be going through each and everything one by one. So first I would like to tell you about which track to choose. So it totally depends on your thing that whether you need to go for your embassy track or the university track. If you're like good enough to know more about the three different university, because in embassy you get the three leverage of choosing the three different universities where you can choose two universities, especially from the type A universities and one from the type B university. But in case of university, you get a choose only one university. If you're like very sure about your major and the desired future plans, goal, study plan, then I would recommend you to choose the university track. And if you're not sure about which major you currently want to pursue, you are quite unsure, but you want to go in type A universities, then I would recommend you to go for the embassy one. And the process, you might be knowing about all the process, but still I have to jot down these points you can go through. Like you go first to the Sakshi portal.
Just 1 second, I will interrupt you for 1 second. Sorry, Darshana. So I want to let you know, all the participants here, all the students who are joining, that some of the GKS scholars here, they are doing their master's degree. So their application process, all the details may be a little different. Okay, typically it's mostly similar, but just keep a note of that, that their process may be similar. Similarly, they also applied before, maybe the last semester or last year. So the application process may change a little bit. Okay, so you all have to confirm things on your own, on the reading the documents and everything. Keep that in mind. They are talking about their experience, how they did it. So we will come to that, the current process, if anything has changed later. So Darshana, she is doing her master's. Keep that in mind. We have also who are the undergraduates. I think we have Rishi and Sunanda. She is also for masters, right? Yes, Sunanda, she's also doing masters. Akanksha, I'm not sure if she has. Akanksha, she has joined. Yes, so Akanksha, she is also for there for masters. Yeah, so I think Rishal, she is for the undergrad. So Kureo, wait for the results if you want the exact undergraduate information, but I'm sure there are many students who are planning to apply for master's degree. So for you, like, yeah, the information given by Darshanashi and Sunandashi and Akanksha will be more useful. So for example, let's say in this screen, you can see that the last time when Darshanashi applied, the process was like you had to send to MHRD. But this time it's like you have to send directly to the embassy. There is no MHRD in between. So the process has changed a little bit. But yes, so keep that in mind. That's just the only thing that I wanted to add, that it's her experience. How she applied. Yes, please continue, Darshanashi. Sorry about the interruption.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So what Satish sir said is exactly true, that whenever every year the application process changes a bit, so you need to be sure and go through the guidelines properly so that you are not able to mess with the process. So earlier in my time, it was like this. We used to like for embassy, they used to enroll themselves firstly to the structured portal, then they need to send the application to the MHRD, then the embassy used to take the interview round, then it was recommended to the lead, and then afterwards the three different university which you have chosen. So in university track, you are directly sending your one set of application directly to the university. And over here, the seats are more compared to embassy. There are total 30 seats. And the set of application also depends on the university. They might ask you for two different sets as well. So you need to go through the guidelines of the university, and then the application, which is again directly made. The interview round depends. There can be a Zoom interview, Skype interview, or an email interview. So you will be informed by your university what type of interview they will be conducting. So accordingly, the interview is conducted, and then you are recommended to the need, and need makes the decision. After which a final decision is made after your medical round. So that's it about the embassy and the university track. So second is the desired major and university. You are given a guideline in which you will be provided an Excel sheet in which the participating university plus their departments, they are already shown. So I can just share you the Excel sheet. So these are the universities. In every sheet you can see the university name. You will be able to see what departments under that universities are participating. So you can just, here you can see the divisions, the language through which the master's or the doctoral program will be conducted, and even the remarks they do give, that if it is in fully English, like the medium of instruction is English, then they might ask you for TOEFL or IELTS. So you need to be sure about that as well. So you can go through this Excel sheet. In every year, they through the guideline, they just make sure to give this details. And again, there are type A and type B universities. Then if you need to like be sure what are the subjects and each and everything, who are the professors, what they are doing currently, what their current research is there. So you can go through their website. Even if you are not able to, you can directly email them. So there is a coordinator, GKS coordinator in each and every university who helps you in that. In my case also, one of the GKS coordinator helped me a lot. So if you have any questions regarding your application or the subjects or each and everything regarding the department and the courses, you can directly email them. They will be helping you with that. Then the third is the application checklist. I will just go through quick. So here is the application checklist. You need to be sure that whatever the requirements are there, you are going through each and everything carefully, and you have been able to submit each and everything in a good way. So there are total 8 forms, which includes the application normal form, personal statement, your study plan, then any research proposal if you are applying for research, then LORs, invitation. This is for research, so you can just ignore it. Then there is an agreement which you need to sign up, then a personal medical assessment. After this, there is a bachelor's degree, master's degree. If you're applying for master's, you need to get your bachelor's degree and transcript. While you're applying for postal graduate, then you need to get your master's, bachelor's degree as well as the transcript. And if you're applying for undergrad, then make sure whatever the last your education was academic, you have all the documents ready so that you can be provided at the timely manner. And in case of proof of citizenship, we will be covering. So fourth is the eligibility criteria. Most of the students do have a question regarding this, whether like I don't have 80%, more than 80%, my CGPA or GPA is not within that range, which has been specified. So you don't need to think a lot about this, because in my case, even I am not an, I don't have more than 80%. But when it comes to the percentage, like this, especially the GPA and the rank certificate, I was in that. So they doesn't say, like over here, you can see there is a CGPA on 2.664 on 4 scale. So if you have more than this, then you are eligible, or else you can get a rank certificate from your university or the college where you studied. So it will be good for you to apply for it.
Just one second, that's because this is a very commonly asked question. I think most of
Yeah.
the students are confused about this process. I will just clarify it, and I will clarify it with, I think, all the speakers. So let's say that typically most of the Indian universities, they give just like a percentage that your score is 60% or 80% or 90%, whatever. So how do you typically like convert it? Do you use any particular website, or how basically do we do it?
Yeah, so we do have
Sunandashi, I will come to you after Darshana she explains it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so each and every university have their own scaling system. So we do have very different types of conversion website. First is, I would like to introduce, like this is the one, Scholaro, which is very easy and convenient to convert your GPA. So here you can choose your country, here the grading scales, which is common. You can choose whichever fits as per your degree certificate or the mark sheet which has been provided.
Let's say
in
it's
my
just
case,
100% in that case, what option will they choose? If just like a percentage.
So it depends on the university. So in my case, it was the University of Mumbai. Here I can see the 7 absolute. We need to make sure and compare this table with which is there on like this table should match with the mark sheet of your grading system.
Okay.
If it's not matching, then you can do on your own as well, but you need to make sure just you get a authorization, a signature from your principal before submitting it to the university. Even that is okay. If there is no authorization, then they won't be accepting anything.
Okay, so even if we download it from here, Scholar website, we still have to get the authorization from our department or university.
Yes.
Right? Okay,
Yes.
Sunandashi, like you wanted to add something?
Yeah. So because I applied this year and my college marking system was very complicated. Even though my CGPA was 3.36, my percentage in India was 62% because they do not have a percentage system. They were like I got a first class, but they give very less marks for the first class classes.
Yeah. in most
the
of
University of Pune has a very different kind of marking system.
right.
So what I did was, because I was not getting any answers from anywhere, I calculated my marks, CGPA. I copy pasted the entire sheet because otherwise you have to pay to get the official document.
Right.
And I just attached it with every application. That's
That
what
is,
I did.
yeah, that's what actually I also, like, when I had applied it, although it was very long time back, but I didn't care about all this system, like whatever grading system I had in my university website or behind, like on the backside of the mark sheet, they gave some details. I just took a photocopy of it. I just got it a stamp by department and then I attached. They will figure it out.
I attached every other document, like the one which is given on the back of the mark sheet, because they will understand, they know, because they're academicians, they know what goes on in different universities. So just attach everything you have from your college. Like I attached 2 transcripts. One was from the university, one was from my college. The college one had credit hours on it. The transcript from university did not have credit hours on it. So they can even calculate on their own if you have your credit hours from the college. You can make an application and get it from a college, because every college will have a credit hour, even if it's not on the mark sheet. And then I also attached the photocopy of the mark sheet from the behind where all the marks are given, and I just highlighted my major, like my undergraduate major, and I attached those. So even if you're not getting it, just put everything that you have, even if you do not give official ones. Some colleges do not give stamp on Scholaro. My college said no.
Like, if you can get like the exact document, like Darshana, she's explaining, that's very good. But in case you are not able to do it, it doesn't mean that you can't apply. You should apply, and don't worry about whether your grade is. Sometimes the students ask, like, my grade is less than 80%. Should I apply? Apply. Okay. If they don't want to accept you, like, they will reject anyway. But your job is to apply. So just convert your grades. Sometimes even if you are less than 80%, you may get the scholarship, and your grade may be under the eligibility criteria. So yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to. So Rishal, maybe you wanted to add something about this topic, the grading conversion thing. Your voice is not there, Rishal. We can't hear you. So can you just check once with mic? Maybe you can go to your audio setting and check. So you can check in the meanwhile, and when you are ready, when it's okay, you can just let us know, and we'll come back to you. So okay, I think we can continue with Darshana. Rishalji, please let me know. Let Akshara know that when you are ready. Okay, Darshana, please continue.
Okay, so this is the format. I just took the printout of this and submitted. This is a Scholaro conversion. So it really helped me. It's an easy one. So I would recommend you guys, even the need accept this conversion. So if your university is not doing the same, you can just get a printout and just add it, as Sunanda said. So it will be helping you a lot. So here I made conversion at all scale because I was not sure in which I should go on. So I just did, but Scholaro is a conversion which is done on 4.0. So you can do the same as well. So getting your rank certificate, it totally depends. Some university do provide a ranking certificate, some do not provide. So you can make on your own and get a stamp or authority from the, get it authorized by the principal of the university or any like professor through during the bachelor's or undergrad program you have been studying with home. That is also fine. It just make sure that you are giving the documents that are authorized. It will be more helpful for them. Otherwise, there are times when people just give those documents and sometimes they don't accept as well. Try to get it authorized. So it will be more helpful for you. So this is the grading system which is already there in the guidelines. You can go through once. Then fifth is the national identity proof of yours and your parents. So you need to make sure the applicant you're the applicant, so the birth certificates is the important one. You need to make sure there is no spelling error in that, as well as in the passport. Everything is okay. And in case of your parents, you don't need to submit an Aadhaar card because till last year, I guess, it was accepted. From this year, it is not accepted at all. So you can, if your parents don't have passport, you can make sure that they have a voter ID and the spelling, even in their names, there is a no spelling error. It should be error free. Then comes the apostille one. So apostille, I know it's kind of very expensive and we need to almost apostille 5 documents. So firstly, the birth certificate, your mother's like parents' voter ID, that or national identity card, whichever it is. So you need to do apostille on that. Then your degree as well as your transcript. So I would like to show you one thing. Like in my case, the transcript was of 3 pages. I don't know if you can see or not, but so there are agencies who do apostille and they give you within like a week or so. In my case, they give me the apostille in somewhat 3 days. So it is, they were asking me if the transcript is of 3 page, do I need a apostille on each and every page? Then I said no, because it's a only single document. So you need to get an apostille on the back of that single document. So total 5 apostilles. You can go through agency. I know it's costly, but it's quick and easy compared to going through the self one, which is very tiresome. And again, you will be already done with the PS, SOP and thing. So firstly, get your apostille on the original. Do not go for the photocopies and get apostille stamp on the photocopies, because once you get selected, you need to submit again for your, like you will be requiring those apostille documents for your, maybe for your visa. It totally depends on which part of India you are living and where you will be applying for the visa. So I will recommend you to get a apostille stamp on, especially on the original, get a photocopy of it, and then make a true copy of that photocopy.
What
Otherwise,
is true copy, Darshanashi?
true copy means you can visit any advocate nearby you.
Notary, you mean notarized version? Okay.
Yeah, notarized. And then you can get a true copy stamp on it. So it will be considered as the original.
Good. So first apostille, the original, keep it with you. Don't send it because you will not get it back. Just make photocopy and get it notarized as a true copy and send that one. Yeah.
Good. So there has been a lot of questions like the validity of the apostille. So it depends. There is no validity as such, but it depends on the country where you will be sending the apostille. So in South Korea, it's only 6 months. So it's better to get your original degrees and documents to get apostille.
Okay, Rishash, you want to add something about this point? I think you have raised your hand.
Yes. I like regarding like apostille process on the original document. Like for me, like I apostille on the original document and then I took a photocopy of it, notarized it and sent it to my university. But my university did not accept it because they wanted apostille sticker, the physical sticker. Yeah, the physical sticker had to be present out there. Okay. So what I did was I had to apostille it again, the photocopies, and then send it to them. So like regarding this, like you should contact your universities because like during my time, during like last year's, like this year's undergrad means like GKS 2022, like most of my friends who had sent like the photocopied ones, like they did not accept, like most universities did not accept it. So like you should get it clarified from a university because it will be extra cost. And like I have to do the apostille process twice. And also like I had to do it thrice because like the even for visa process, they wanted the apostille documents. So like for if you have any queries, like the best way is like just inquire to the GKS coordinator because they'll have the answers, because like all universities will have like different kind of ways to like accept the documents. So like do just like confirm it with the GKS coordinator of the university, like what exactly they are seeking in the document.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I think I always say this, like always clarify when you are not like sure. Even when someone has said it, like even if the scholars who have got selected, they are saying it, it's always a good, because ultimately you are responsible for your application, right? So you should always reconfirm things. You have like generally you have 2-3 points of contact. One contact is like in the embassy, they give you the email address and phone number of the embassy guy. Another contact is the NIID coordinator, that of the contact detail of that person is in the guidelines. And third contact point is your university. So they always have a GKS coordinator. So you have 3 people, just mail them and clarify things again and again. Generally, they are very helpful. Just keep your sentences questions very clear, straightforward and simple. Okay. And yeah, that would be good. Thank you, Rishi. Yeah, Darshana, you can continue.
So regarding the PS, SOP and LOR, you need to start preparing before it, because when the applications are out, there are a lot of stuff to be done. Each and everything needs to be completed on time based on the university as well as embassy. So the timeline, even though it says a 1 month, it's not enough, because the PS and SOP takes a lot of time and you need to review it again and again. So be formal with what you're writing, refer to the points that are provided by the need. So it do help. You can write in your own way as well, but make sure you go through few good contents there which are available on the Google. Get ideas from those and try to phrase each and everything in your own way, because that is the time when you show something which is the quality based, not the quantity based, which is academic. So I would recommend you to read and read more things, so it will be easy for you to write each and everything in a proper way. So you can cover few points like why Korea, why that university. In case of MSc, I know it's a bit difficult. At that time, you can just make an overall thing. No need to specify why this, but at that time you can specify what kind of major you will be pursuing. You can be more sure about that. Then you need to link your like academics and future goals very like in a proper way. It should not be a messy or cracky thing. It should be like, yeah, that was the thing you were studying earlier, and now this is how you will be studying out in South Korea. So in SOP, firstly, the language, it needs to be a proper one. Like I have read few of the SOPs which says like the question is asked, what are the ways like how you will be studying your language program in Korea? So you need to be more specific about like how you will study, not like I will be going to the classes from this time to till this time, then afterwards I will study in library. This thing will work to some extent, but you need to be more clear like this is how I will study, like this is my study plan. I have this kind of ideas. I will try to interact with the locals and this stuff. You need to be more in this way, not in like the schedule of this month or this. I have seen people who write from year to year. That's good. Even you can write in paragraph point. It's all up to you, but you need to be more in a positive way. So your future plan needs to be more clear, because at the time of interview, the future plan is the one which is asked most of the time I've seen. So it's my experience. And please prepare your LORs in advance, because in my case it was they asked only one LOR, but beforehand I would like to suggest you like you go and ask your professor, have a word with your professor, so that they are ready till the application is out. Your LOR is ready, so you can just submit it. You can submit 2 LORs, 3 LORs. It totally depends on you, but make sure to prepare it in advance. So in LOR case, I do have one thing. Like it should be sealed like this. I don't know it's visible or not. So most of the time people ask like the envelope should be an official one or not. It totally depends on you. It's better to get an official envelope which has the name of the university and get a proper seal and sign. That's all about the PS, SOP and LOA. If you have more questions, you can ask it. Then comes the certificates. In certificates, few people do have a lot of certificates, but there is no need to attach each and everything. If you wish to, you can go and attach whatever the achievement thesis, internships you have made, and even the work experiences. So you are free to attach. Then yeah, this was till the application. You will be, and medical visa is the one you can do. You can just go through the slide. In medical, water test is required, like the drug test, there is a chest x-ray, then physical examinations, laboratory examinations, and yes. And next is the visa, but this is a visa after the application. So as to me, this was it. Thank you, everyone, and all the best for your GKS application.
Thank you, Darshana Shi, for your valuable time and such a nice PPT. And yeah, I think she has covered a lot of questions. Those were in the Excel sheet. And due to the contribution of, because of the contribution of Rishi and Surendra Shi, most of the questions have been covered as well. There was one question though for embassy track. So it was like this, if in the embassy track, there has to be like 3 universities selected. So students were asking if they would have to prepare 3 SOPs or one is good for like for all the 3 universities. So they have to make one general SOP, right?
Yes, they have to make a single SOP. You need to just photocopy the same and make a 3 set. No need to write each and every SOP differently.
Okay. So that answers the question. And I don't think there's any question related to that as of now, because she has covered everything, right? From there were a lot of questions about GPA, how to convert and everything. So she has showed everything already. So you guys can go and visit those sites. Yeah, you can do your work like that. And thank you so much, Darshana Shi, for sharing your journey. If you guys have any questions, you can ask now. We'll take a couple of questions and then we'll move on.
I think it will be better if we just go through all the speakers first.
Okay.
And then we can just have a like open question and answer round, and anyone can like answer the question.
Okay, sir.
That will be much better, because ultimately like they will be covering more points. Maybe their questions will be answered anyway by some other speaker.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Let's
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think next will be Rishi. Let me tell you something about Rishi. Rishi is doing his major in computer science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, to be precise. His duration of the course will be 4 years because he is there for undergraduation degree. And he is currently in his language course, mandatory language course. And he also applied through university track. So yeah, that's all about Rishi. And yeah, Rishi, we would like to know more about you, from you.
So
then.
Yeah. Hello everyone, annyeonghaseyo. My name is Vishal Pandey. I come from the northeastern state of Sikkim, and right now I'm doing my Korean language course in Sunmun Daehakyo. And next year I'll be going to Yongjin University in Daegu to do my major in computer science. So firstly, I'd like to thank the faculty members of LKI for organizing this session, because I know this is a hectic time, because last year around this time, I know what I was going through. I had too many queries and no one to reach through. I'd be like sending messages to all the previous scholars, and like mostly I would not get reply, because now I know that it's a very hectic time going on, because like, and for also like, I'm sorry that I couldn't prepare a PPT, because like we are having extra topic classes, because we need to get topic 3 by the November, like October and November, we have 2 TOPIK exams, and it's very hectic here. So I'd like to talk about GKS undergrad in precise, because in YouTube videos everywhere we see lot of videos on masters, but there's hardly few on undergrad degree, and there's some differences between applying for undergrad and master's degree. So I'd like to see firstly, the best thing to do is just follow the guidelines and read the application guidelines very precisely. Read it 2 to 3 times, because 90% of the answers to your questions will be in the guidelines itself. So please read the guidelines very carefully. So talking about undergrad degree, there are some differences between undergrad and master's degree. I'll be speaking this especially in regard with India. So the first difference is the way you apply to embassy track. So for undergrad degree, you directly apply to the embassy in New Delhi. But for master's and PhD degree, that is graduate degree, you need to apply through the Ministry of Education, and you need to firstly go through the Sakshar portal. So first difference is that. And this year, in the guidelines, the quota for undergrad has been reduced to just 2 quotas for embassy track. And also there's some confusion between GKS undergraduation and GKS UIC, that is GKS University Industry Cooperation. So from last time what they did was they did the GKS UIC with master's degree, but this year what they have done is they have combined it with GKS undergrad. So GKS UIC and GKS graduation is little bit different, just because the quota for GKS UIC is not based on country, but it is based on region. South Asia, the 7 countries of South Asia, they are combined into one single entity, and the quota for that is 7. So that is the difference. And also for GKS undergrad degree, I get this question a lot, that should I contact the professors before or not? So please remember that for undergrad degree, it is not necessary to contact the professor, because for it hardly matters, because for master's degree, you need to research about the professor's research area and everything. But for undergrad degree, it's a normal course that it's like on doing undergraduation in India. But for masters, it is advised to contact the professor, so that your research area matters, especially in regards with science majors, because where you have lab work. And for GKS undergraduation, I'll talk about my experience, how I applied and everything. So firstly, why I decided to come to Korea was there is no specific reason. After my class 12, I just completed my class 12 last year. So after that, I always wanted to study abroad, but never had the idea of where to study. So I was just looking through scholarships everywhere, and thankfully I bumped into GKS, and I'm here in Korea right now. So how I applied, firstly, I'd say that I applied through embassy track, and I even made it to the interview. There were 9 candidates selected for the interview, and the quota was 3. But after the interview, I couldn't get selected, and mostly because I feel because of my major that time. In undergrad, please keep in mind that embassy, they are little bit tilted towards science majors, STEM majors. So that time when I had applied through embassy track, I had applied for international relations major. So I went through the interview. The interview went very fine, more fine than I had expected. They asked me questions because I was part of the Indo-Korea friendship quiz competition, I had reached the national finals. So they asked me all sorts of questions, who was the first ambassador of India to the Republic of Korea and vice versa. Even I could answer that. When the results came, I was shocked and I did not know what to do. So after the results came on 23rd October, and the deadline of most of the universities for university track was over. But there was Yungjin University who were little bit generous enough to consider me, and I emailed them and they said you can send your application. And that time I changed my major to computer science. I should have applied to computer science only, to embassy track, so that it would be easier for me. But I went through the hard part, and luckily I made it through that. And regarding the interview in the university track, like it was during the Diwali of last year, and it was a phone call interview. So it was like 3 professors. The university had specified that they had given me 3 dates and told me that the professor could call you anytime in the day. And I just sat in my room and with the phone, and I did not know like what to do, because like if there was a specified time, then it would be like much easier. But I was just waiting for a call, and 3 different professors took my interview. One was a Korean professor, and 2 were international professors. So in interview, like they'll mostly ask questions like why Korea, then why this university. Like it will mostly be general questions. So prepare that. I'd say that interview is not that hard, because whatever you've written in your personal statement and study plan, like just mention, you need to just go through that. So now talking about the documentations, like there's a lot of confusion for undergrad degree, because some students need it through by just giving their class 12 mark sheets, but some universities, they want mark sheets of your whole high school years, that is class 10, 11, and 12. So I had given the mark sheets of class 10, 11, and 12 in the documentations, and like I had, like just for like my satisfaction, I had even converted it into through Scholaro and got it stamped by the school. Because like the problem with India, the mostly CBSE and ICSE, is that your marks will be given, but your percentage won't be mentioned. So you need to get an official documentation from your school stating that the student is a bona fide student of this school, and the percentage obtained is this. And also graduation certificate, like from last year onwards, CBSE has stopped issuing graduation or passing certificate, and instead of that, in mark sheet only it will be written passing certificate come mark sheet. But the thing is, like I suggest you is that get the official document from your school in your school's letterhead, stating kind of an NOC that this student has graduated in this year, and get it apostille to be on the safer side. Because like I don't know the serial number exactly, like transcripts are number 5 or 6, and the passing certificate is 7 or 8. So you can't combine the same document as one, and you can't write it both. So it's always better to get the official documentation from school. And regarding the proof of citizenship, I'd say that I get a lot of queries like, can I submit PAN card or can I submit Aadhaar card? Please keep in mind that PAN card and Aadhaar card is not accepted as citizenship proof. You need to submit either birth certificate or passport or voter ID. From last year, like when I had applied, like only passport was accepted, but this time, like only passport is also not accepted. There should be either birth certificate and voter ID, and passport should be added as a supplementary document. So please keep that in mind. And regarding the personal statement and study plan, like please keep in mind that there are some there are some things written like what you need to write about. So please read that, and please like be specific to the point. Don't be too emotional when you're writing your personal statement. It is personal statement, but you don't have to be too personal on it. Please keep in mind that you be as formal as possible, because the professors will be reading it, the NID staffs will be reading it. So please keep that in mind, and always try to be short and to the point. Don't extend your sentences a lot, because fitting personal statement in 2 pages, it's kind of hard. But like last year, like one of my friends who applied through embassy track and she's now in Korea, I read her personal statement. She even got selected to the embassy track, and her personal statement was just 1 page. It has to be written in 2 pages, but the embassy accepted. So it has to be short and to the point. And please don't mention, like, for example, if you are mentioning that you've interned here and here, you've been in this and this activity, please try to mention like how it impacted you as a person, what skills have you gained from it. Don't just simply mention that I've participated in this activities. Try to mention like how it will help you in future and what skills have you gained it from there. And also like for undergrad degree, it is bit competitive, I'd say, because last time like the embassy, like we had like the students who got selected, we were invited to the embassy, and we got to know that for like 3 seats last year in embassy track, eventually 4 students made it because one was there as reserve candidate, even she made it. So let's say for 4 candidates, the total applications last year for undergrad degree was 45,000. So among 45,000 students, 4 students made it. So always follow the guidelines. If you have any queries, anything, it's best to contact either the embassy or the university staff because they will best know the answer. And regarding the apostille process, I'd say that for me personally, I apostille my class 10, 11 and 12 mark sheets, but some universities just they accept if just class 12 mark sheets are apostille. So you can do that also. And also like when you go to a universities, they'll again want your documents. So like right now also my university will start in March. So like right now they asked me my documents. Right now also they're asking me apostille documents, but I cannot apostille all my documents like 3 times or 4 times. So this time what I did was like my class 10, 11 and 12 mark sheets, I combined it as one single document and I just apostille class 12 mark sheets because transcripts are like that. Like in Korea, the high school transcripts, what they get is like they get the high school transcripts combined like class 10, 11 and 12. So I put that into use and I just apostilled the back page of class 12 mark sheets and give them as a single document. So you can even do that. And also like one suggestion that I give is like if you are especially applying for masters that involve lab work and the professors, I'd suggest you to first go to the university, like read the professor's research area, then like how it would help you. Don't just go for rankings, because go for rankings, but go for individual department rankings, not for the university rankings, because eventually the environment where you'll be is like it will be somewhat limited to your majors. So keep that in mind, and if you have any queries you can ask me later on. And like I recall last year this time it was very frustrating for me, so it must be the same for those who are applying like this year. But you know, this is a learning process. Like when I recall, I learned a lot about documentations, about everything. I had to research a lot. So like just trust the process and just go on, you'll make it eventually. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Rishanshi. You have given really the information that is actually not available on the internet, and I think that will help a lot to our students applying for the undergraduate right now. And as I said, the same for Darshana Shi, you have also covered a lot of things. So yeah, there are not questions as of now. As Sir said, we'll take it at the end. So thank you so much for your time again, and we'll jump on to now Sunandashi. Annyeonghaseyo. Let me tell something about Sunandashi. Sunandashi is doing her master's, like MBA in Korea, and her university is Dongguk University, which is in Seoul. Like she will be going there for her major. Currently, she is doing her language course, and she applied for GKS graduate in 2022. Yeah, that's all about her that she told us. Now we'll hear something from her. Okay, Sunandashi, annyeonghaseyo.
Annyeonghaseyo, Sati sir. It's so nice to see you after so long, especially after classes.
Oh, yeah.
So I came here, it's not been a month also till now. It'll be probably tomorrow, I'll complete 1 month in Korea. So I'm studying in BUFS, Busan. I'm studying 1-year language course and I'm in level 1. And I'll be going to Dongguk next year for my master's MBA. And I applied for this. So most of the points are already covered, like Darshana explained them very well. It was the same for us. And the documentation process was a bit complicated for me because my college is in a different state and I was in a different state, and due to COVID, it was difficult for me to travel. But the most important thing I would say is your personal statement, which I also was questioning about this fact when I was applying for it. I started my documentation process from October and everything got completed in July. So if you start early, it will be better for you, because if you are in a different state, you studied in different states, even asking your college for documents, it's a difficult process. And emotionally, it's also a very difficult process. You need to keep a lot of patience. And my advice would be that if you're applying, if you're very sure about your major, if you're very sure about your college, go through university track. Like Satish sir, at that time also you advised us to go for university track if you're very sure about it. And if you have a very high percentage, then go for embassy track, because embassy track applications are much more costlier than university track applications. Because I spent around 35,000 for all the documentation process just for embassy track. I had to spend another 15,000 for 15 to 20,000 for university track applications. But I made sure, but I was preparing both of these applications simultaneously. So I also requested my teachers to prepare their letter of recommendation for 2 tracks. I clearly explained them that if I don't get a chance for embassy track, I immediately go for university track. So I had also shortlisted that university. So if you're planning that you want to give both tracks, you want to try for both, make sure you have at least 50,000 prepared. Like the only tough thing during the whole process was finance, because I didn't know about things and how expensive these things will be, because apostille documents is costly. Sending documents through DHL to your particular university will be costly. And then traveling, if you're traveling from different states, even going daily to your college will be costly. So need to have your finances prepared, practically speaking. And for LOR, most of your teachers, I think, will ask you to prepare an LOR on your own. So when you're going to them, make sure that you take one with you, something in your PDF or a hard copy. Take them with you and ask your teacher to do it. So the process will be a bit more smoother. If you have good relations with your teacher, then your teacher will eventually write it for you. If not, then do it. And keep at least 3 LOR, 1 extra LOR, just in case one of the teacher is late, because the teachers are also busy, they do not have time or they forget. So do that, because I asked for an extra LOR from them. And also the teachers, sometimes there's a miscommunication. So what one of my teachers did, she separated the application and the LOR. She put it in 2 different envelopes. So that was one of the problems. So I had to change it quite a few times and asked her again to send it to me and put it in 1 envelope, because she sealed it so nicely. She put stamps also on the envelope. So I had to ask her, because if I opened it and changed it, the envelope would have been gone. So it took me a lot of time. And other practical thing would be that if your course is in English, and if you want more chances, then get an IELTS score or a TOEFL score. And again, it will cost you money, because the test is for around 14,000 IELTS. So I had to give that also, because my course is in 100% English. So it was better for me to give them proof that I know how to speak English. And my score was 7.5 for IELTS. So I used that. And I also used my certificates from LKI to tell them that I'm also preparing. So you have to also make them understand, make them believe that you're very serious about studying in Korea. So you need to show them efforts that you've played. Even though some people who have been selected, who did not have any experience with the language. But if you think your score is a bit low, then concentrate on making your application much stronger with these things, that you're very serious about it. Even if your score is a tiny bit low, you can show certificates with social work or your major related work. And just like Rishi said about your PS, do not be emotional. I checked a few, like I'm not in a capacity to check personal statements, but I do help few of my friends to write PS. So just write a very good story where you are connecting in a very practical manner. You're connecting your life, like your dreams, to your major, to South Korea. Make sure you do that. And you have to be very precise. You can write 1.5 page or 1 page, I guess. My PS was 1 page, but my career plan, the statement, the other one where you explain your language, the major, why you're choosing it, that I wrote for 2 pages. But I made sure that it was very crisp and very precise. And it took me a lot of time to write it. It's very difficult to write a PS. I was also underestimating it. I thought, what's there to write? We can just write it very easily. It's just a personal statement, but it's not, because you have to write several drafts and you have to shorten it. And then you have to choose what do you want to put in the personal statement. So make sure you put just one weakness, very small one, just to show that you're not perfect, but rest of them put strong points. Like a lot of people say that add your weaknesses and everything. No, you do not have to, because sometimes it might have a bad effect on your PS, but just a small one, which can be improved, like something that you're working on. Use those in PS. Rest, sir, I do not know what else to say, because I might answer better with questions, because that's how and okay, one last point. I'm a vegetarian in Korea. So whoever vegetarians are here, think twice before coming here, because it's going to be really, really, really difficult for you. Because everywhere you'll turn around, you'll just see tujigogi, sugogi, chicken, seafood. You'll hardly find any kind of vegetarian food. And right now, the country is going through inflation. So everything is quite expensive. Fruits are expensive. Like you will feel that you ate a lot in your country and you were very ungrateful for. But now when you come to this country, you will realize how grateful you are to stay in India with all the food things, because I'm very sensitive about it right now. But I'm adjusting my ways. So you can talk to the different people, and like it's good if you learn Korean before coming here, like the basic things, so you can communicate and tell them that you do not eat meat, any kind of meat, so they can prepare something for you. But it's very difficult. So be prepared if you're a vegetarian. At least learn how to eat eggs, because everything else will have eggs. Even chips here has tujigogi, like they use fat, animal fat. So if you are very strict about these things, then think twice. That would be my advice. That's all for me from my side, sir. I'll answer questions if there are any.
Okay, that was really nice. That was really nice and unique information, Surendashi. Yeah, she has covered a lot of new information as well. So yeah, and we'll take questions at the last, and as you said, you'll answer. So we'll now go to Akanksha. She has also applied from university track. She has in fact completed her language program, and she has entered her like major, which is computer engineering in the India University. And yeah, she applied in GKS 2021 grad. So we'd like to know more about Akanksha from you. The Akanksha.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I am Akanksha, and first of all, thank you for the opportunity. Nice to meet you, sir. And okay, so I applied for GKS in 2021 from university track, and I have completed my language year from Dijon University, and currently I am doing I just started my master's in computer engineering from India University. And apart from this, I had my bachelor's from electrical, and now I choose my major for computer engineering. So yeah, I would say you can change your majors. And apart from this, I had my experience in IT for 3 years. So, and more, I don't know what to cover, but because everything almost is covered, so I'll just go for the things I know. So I'll start with SOP and personal statement. For SOP and personal statement, I will tell you prepare it very carefully. For me, it was just for personal statement was for 1 page and SOP was for 2 pages. So it was, very, how would I say, very complicated. What should I fit in these 2 pages? And because personal statement, I had many things to write, but I have to keep it very, very short. And then I would tell you, for the people who will be like coming for the lab purposes and research purposes under engineering backgrounds. So you need to be very careful while writing your research areas in your SOP. And I would suggest you to, like, people who will be changing their majors like me, I suggest, if you will be going for electrical, computers, or anything, just go through the current things going on in South Korea right now. For, like, I'll tell you, for the computer ones, my, like, because I was confused for 2 majors, like I should go for MBA or I should go for, like, continue my IT background. I had no knowledge in MBA what I should write in my SOP or anything. So I choose to go for the computer one. And that time, recently, like in South Korea, artificial intelligence is like getting more preferences in engineering. So I researched for, like, what I can write for using AI and in my SOP, because currently my major focuses on AI and computer engineering. So that helped me in researching about South Korea, and then I researched for the labs and my, like, what are the projects in my university, because I applied from, like, university track. So I had to be very careful while looking out for my research area, because we have to mention it in our SOP. And like for me, I had to be very careful, because they might think I was not from computer background, and I had no coding experiences that time, just normal databases and software testing I had. So I have to be very, like, research a lot. And I would tell you, like, now you have 4 months till, like, for the graduation one. So you can start preparing your SOP now, because till the end you will get more ideas while you will be exploring. You will re-edit it a lot of times, and you can show your SOPs to your friends, not to the who will be applying for GKS, of course, but your friends who have applied for other countries. They can also, like, give it to them to read it. They can help you in getting more ideas and what you can improve in it. Or to your teachers, they can also help you in improving these things. But be sure who will not use your information, like your ideas, in their SOPs or personal statements. And for embassy track, yeah, I think different university has, like, different researches going on, different projects. So I will tell you, like, to check before writing your SOP. You can keep the basic ideas, but for the research areas and research topics, you can go through their labs, and then you can prepare your 3 SOPs according to that. For MBA, I don't think, like, they don't have any labs, so that may be, like, I can say, that may be okay for it, but not for the engineering backgrounds. And then for LOR mostly it is covered. But yeah, since for me, I had 2 LORs. So you for LORs, that time, it, like, LOR is preferred, you take it from your professors. For me, it was 2. So, like, I took one from my professor and one from HOD. But this time, like, it is just one, so you need to be very careful. And we had one incident, I remember, with one of the girl from other country. She took her one LOR from professor and one from company. So you cannot do like this. Like, the company LORs are not accepted mostly in most universities. So be sure to choose your professor, like, who will write it better. And some of the professors don't show their LORs, like, to the students what they wrote. For me, like, my professor prepared it in front of me, like, he discussed everything with me and then he wrote. And some professors may ask you, like, you go and write it and we'll just put the seal and sign. So you can, like, be very sure what you're writing and be very professional in it. Show how like, you're, like, the professor who knows you the best and who can give your 4 years of journey, like, how you have improved in these 4 years in your LOR. And for the next for the eligibility criteria, yeah, I didn't had 80%. So I also gave the Scholaro report with it on 4 scale, and the conversion table which Sunanda mentioned. Like, in behind your degree or the mark sheets, you will have the not in yeah in behind your mark sheets, you will have the grade conversion, how your university follows. And many universities, yeah, don't give the seal on Scholaro, but I would suggest like still you just attach it to make your eligibility, because like 80% is just to make your application eligible in it, nothing more. And for the interview thing, that's one thing, yeah, for I would like to mention, for interview, for introduce yourself, you like, I come from this place, my name is this, all these things will already be in your uh, like personal statement, what you will be writing. So they want to know more about you, so like how you got into, why you selected GKS, like they will ask you the separate question, but what motivated you to get it, and why you are choosing this major, why you think like this will suit you, and what are your like what got you interested in it, you can tell this thing in it. And yeah, that is all from me for now. And yeah, just message for people who think like they are not ready to apply, like 4 months are not enough to apply, but I would say 4 months are very enough to prepare for GKS. If you feel like you want to apply and you are dedicated enough to get it in 4 months, you can make your application very good from zero, because I did it from zero. I just had my 3 years of experience certificate and nothing else. So you can prepare your application in 4 months very easily. That's it, because everything is covered. So maybe in questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Akanksha Shi, for yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Akanksha Shi. And she has covered everything that was remaining. So yeah, thank you so much for that again. Also, I would like to thank all four of you for sharing your experience. Okay, and yeah, now are we ready to take questions? Yes. Hmm. Yes, Aditya.
Yes, I want to thank all the scholars and Satish sir for conducting this meeting today, for clearing doubts and other questions. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all the scholars. So I want to add something to what Rishal said. So about the apostille for undergraduate, it is mentioned that you have to submit the original stamp document. So for me, the CBSE class 10 certificate, I get it only once. So it is better if I take a photocopy of the original document, then send it to apostille, and then I take the photocopy of the apostille document, then I send it the four photocopies in the application. That would be all right, and it is given in the application guidelines. So I wanted to add that. And my doubt is that CBS, as Rachel, she said that CBSE is not providing the pass certificate. I asked my school to provide me that from the school that so and so candidate has passed from in this year, but my school said that it does not provide. So what can I do now to cope up that issue? I want to ask this question to Rishal.
Yeah. Hello, Aditya. So, it will totally depend on you, because like schools, if you ask schools for documents, like it's their duty to provide the documents. So like when you go and ask for documents, like for me also, like when I approached my school to provide me a graduation certificate, they did not provide me graduation certificate. So like what I did was I told them to issue me a bona fide certificate that so and so student studied in this and this and has passed the all India secondary school examination. So if they don't provide graduation certificate, ask them for a bona fide certificate that you are a bona fide student of the school and you passed in this year. So that will work as a graduation certificate.
One more thing I would add here is, like, I think Sunanda, she mentioned, or Akanksha, she mentioned that sometimes like we Indians can be like pretty lazy, right? So if you just go to them, to the staff and professor and say, please write my recommendation letter or write this document, they might not be like ready to do the like extra work for you. So it helps if you just prepare all the matter, all the content yourself, take a printout or have a file in the USB or something, and just tell them that just print it on the official letterhead and stamp it. Or if they are not ready to do even that, just take a printout yourself and just ask them, just put a stamp on it. So make the task easier for them. I think they'll be more ready to like help you. Even for professors, like if you just ask them to please write a recommendation, that professor may have taught hundreds of students. They may not know even your face. So you have to like attach a brief like details about yourself, like a brief CV or something, that these are my plus points. I have done this, I have done that. Make the work easier for them, basically. That's it. So they will have something to write about you. They have some like pointers. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to add, like to Shalsh's. Yeah.
Sir, I also want to add something.
Okay.
With the rank certificate thing, I remembered that if your percentage is less and like it's in origin, it's good. Like in CGPA, it's good, but it shows it's less because then the embassy will have a problem with your marks because they only see who had the highest marks and they shortlist you. So for university track students, if the college is not giving you a rank certificate, just get it written that they do not provide a rank certificate and they have this in this system of marking. Just get this kind of a letter from your college or university, whoever is giving you marks. So then it will be helpful. Then whoever is seeing your application, they'll understand that the college system is this and this, and then they'll shortlist you accordingly. That's why you have more chances in university track, because embassy, they'll just see your marks. They won't go through the entire application. No.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and thank you, Rishi, for providing me the idea of bona fide certificate, and don't mind the avatar. Sorry, I don't want to show my face on YouTube. Okay, so that's why. And I have my other doubt is about how to, if I have an IELTS score, how should I provide my IELTS test form? Because IELTS does not provide the test report to me. It provides directly to the university. So if I'm applying through embassy track, how should I convince them that they should send it to the embassy or someone?
No, you can also get your score downloaded.
Yeah, you can just download it and you can just send it.
I can download the TRF form, but some universities want it official. So is it?
Yeah, it's official. Just download it and print it.
Okay. Thank you for the information. And another thing I want to ask is about the certificate.
One thing I will interrupt. So if anyone has multiple questions, it will be better if you just organize them and send it in chat once, right? It will be much easier for them to answer. If you have multiple questions, you can just if you have a single question, you can raise your hand and speak. I think that will be much better.
Sir, I'm sorry for taking that much time, but this is the last question. So, sir, if I have multiple certificates, like I have 7 certificates, for example. So I have e-certificates, few of them are e-certificates and few of them are like normal certificates. So while submitting, should I photocopy the certificates or like how should I do that? Because the same certificate I am providing 4 times, they may think that it is 7 into 4, it is 28 certificates, like they may confuse, right? Obviously I'm providing in a set, but it may appear with differently.
Are you talking about embassy track?
Yeah, I'm talking about embassy track.
Yeah, so you have to prepare 3-4 different sets of documents, right, for the embassy track. So then you have to print out for all your certificates for all those sets.
Okay. Thank you for the
information. So you have to download everything, each and every photocopy everything. You cannot send your original.
Each and every document.
Original. Yeah. For every document, you have to prepare 3 sets. 4 sets total. 1 for embassy and 3 for the colleges. Which, if you get selected, all those 3 envelopes will go to the 3 different colleges.
Thank you for providing the information. Thank you so much.
Yes, so I guess we have a few questions in the chat box. Deepanvita, she is asking that this is a question for Akanksha, majorly, that she's asking, she is also from the electrical background and she is also thinking to shift into MBA. But just like you said, she didn't have any idea about it. She don't have any idea about it, like what to do. So that's why she's asking if there's any university that teaches completely in English, as she has heard that they'll shift to Korean in between. So I guess the answer could be that you'll have the 1-year language course before heading into your like university, as Akanksha she has also done. So that'll solve your problem. Like you will understand at least the basic Korean, right? Or do they speak a lot of like too much Korean that students doesn't understand? How's the case?
Okay, so first, like switching your background from electrical to MBA, I would suggest like you have enough time, and if you feel like you want to give it a try, like you can prepare your SOP and personal statement for MBA. So you can ask your friends who are in MBA, because I didn't knew anybody from MBA background in around me, so I chose to change in computer, and because I was working in IT, so that was my main reason not to switch to MBA. So you can give it a try, like not by submitting application, like you can try preparing your SOP or your personal statement if you feel like going to MBA. Other than if you want to stick to electrical, so universities, like my major is in complete English, and they do teach in English, and there right now there are some subjects which are taught in Korean, so they don't allow, like you want to sit, so you can just sit, but generally professor don't allow foreign students to take the Korean classes. And there's an Excel sheet where you can get all the universities who has electrical background, and the major is in 100% English or is 50-50. It is mentioned in that Excel sheet, so you can check there. But yeah, if they do provide classes in Korean and in complete English where 100% English is written, and you will get 1-year language, but still it is not enough to understand the technical part. So I think, and I hope this answers your query.
Yeah, I hope it does too. And yeah, thank you for answering. And I think Rishi, she has something to add.
Yes. I want to add, like, especially with undergrad, like in Korea, like 99% of the courses for undergrad is in complete Korean. And like, I have one of my friends who is doing her majors in BBA, that's business management. And she got TOPIK level 6 from this university only, Sonmun Dehakyo. And now she is in BUFS for her major. But she got TOPIK level 6, but still she says that it's very difficult to understand what's taught in the class, because what you are taught in a Korean language class and the technical, when it comes to technical part, it's very hard to understand that. So like I suggest that if you are not sure that you can study, like, so go for English track majors. Like me personally, I'm like, though I'm an undergrad student, but I went for 100% English course, because I know that, because right now also it's very difficult, and next year when everything will be in complete Korean, it will be difficult. Like as I said, like even if I have TOPIK level 6, so like I would personally suggest you that you go to the universities, and some universities, like for undergrad course, like even if the classes are in English, even if the classes are in Korean, they will allow foreigner students to write the exams in English. So like confirm with the university first and then go for it. So that's it.
Okay, I hope Rishi has cleared your doubt. And thank you so much for answering, Rishi. We have another question here from Aditi Shi, and she is saying that she doesn't have 80% and needs to stand in the 20% rank system category. So she was asking, is she eligible yet to apply? Also, she was asking something about letter of recommendation. So she's doing a course from LKI level 1 and also doing musical training from very reputed coachings. She was asking if she can get an LOR from that side about a major.
Is her major related to music?
No, I don't think so. She hasn't mentioned that.
If her major is related to music, then she may add it, but not as an LOR. Because it's better to get an LOR from teachers, because you're going to a college to study. So it's always better to get it from the teachers. And also there's a question regarding if the teacher does not have a seal. The question was for Rishi, undergraduate thing. But I think if the teacher does not have a seal, they can use the college seal and just sign it with all the details on the letter, the application, and then outside on the envelope, like seal the envelope with the sign. If they do not have their stamp of their own, it's okay. They can use their college stamp, the teacher.
Okay. Okay. So I hope that answers your question, Adityashi.
And one more thing I will add here, like we
Akshay.
also get many questions like from students, many mails that can you, like LKI teachers, can you write a recommendation letter? We will be more than happy to write any letter that you want us to write, but we highly recommend get it from a full-time teacher or full-time professor, okay? Because it should be, it's supposed to be written by someone who have taught you properly, thoroughly for a duration, for a period of time, as a full-time teacher who can assess your skills, your weaknesses, strengths, and everything. Like if you are just studying with us for 4 hours and that too online, I don't think we are in a correct position to assess all your strengths and weaknesses. So though we'll be very happy to write it, but we won't recommend it. So get it from a full-time teacher.
Yes, I guess Akanksha, she wanted to add something.
Yeah, like for the Panvita, like she asked for the interview questions for related to the technical part, they'll just ask you why you choose this major or why you want to switch from this background or to this background. But mostly they won't go into deep like asking questions from your major related. They won't do that. The questions in the interviews are very general and easy. Like the questions you can get it on GK, like the GKS groups which we usually create, the people aspirants usually create. There you can get the PDFs. So nothing technical related other than these two.
Okay. I hope that answers your question, Dipal Madashi. And Akashi here is asking that his university provides graduation certificate after more than 1 year. So can he submit his provisional certificate in place of graduation certificate?
He can submit it, but he also needs to submit a letter from the college that this is the system. They will do it after 1 year because this time they did ask for, I don't know about UG, but for PG, they did ask for those who do not have a degree yet. They need to get a letter from the college which states a date on which they'll get their degree certificate. If they can convince the college to put any date, the earliest possible, then it can confirm their admission. But then it will be a problem for them when they do get admission and they do not have a degree.
Okay.
Unable to submit. The provisional degree is okay, but then they will pester for original degree. And so you need a letter from your college, which puts a date on it. Give a date on it.
Okay, so it's still better to have the original one or either like.
No, there are a lot of conditional students here, like with us, PG, but then they all of them got a letter from the college, which states a date that on this so-and-so date, we'll get the degree, because even we get a degree after a year, but if you get a letter from the college, it'll be okay.
Okay, I hope that helps you. Now, Mahalakshmi Shi is asking questions specifically for Rishi that like for undergraduate, from whom do you get your LOR? Is it from your teacher or from the principal or something? Because the teacher doesn't have the seal. So that's why they just wanted to confirm.
So like I'd suggest you to get it from the teacher who is related to your major. For example, like I got it, my major is computer science, so I got it from my computer science teacher. So regarding the seal, the LOR will be in the school letterhead itself, and the seal, like if it is in school letterhead itself, then it is official. So seal is not required, just the teacher's signature at the end is required and on the envelope. So that's it.
Okay. I hope that answers your question. And Sakshi she is asking that she has already done her graduation, undergraduation, and she still wants to apply for undergrad. Is she eligible for that?
So if you want to do double masters, then it is eligible, but if you have already done your undergraduation, you are not eligible to apply.
Double UG they won't allow. Double UG they won't allow. Double masters they can allow.
Okay. Yeah. So if you can ask any questions from your side.
There are a lot of PSSOP related questions, so I would suggest just Google PSSOP from related to your major, and you'll find several images. You just have to put in time and effort to find which one suits your PSSOP.
Yeah,
because
they're asking for
everybody's
material.
PSSOP is different, because their major is different, their life journey is different. So if you want a structure of how to write it, you can just Google it. Images. You'll find all of different things. And if one PS does not have what you have, just select paragraphs from different PSSOPs on the internet. Just get creative, because you will never get full answer from one PS or somebody else's PS. You eventually have to make your own. And also I am also changing majors. So I had to put in a lot of effort to explain them why I'm changing it now. And also I tried to link why with my previous major with my current major, even though I'm changing it. So from law, I'm going to MBA. So I made sure that I convinced them that my previous degree will not go in vain, and I will use it with my MBA degree too in future. So if there's something like that, so get creative with your PSSOP.
Okay. That's good. Here, like somebody's asking, they have done their graduation from Open University. So how can they get an LOA from professors? Somebody know that spot.
Yeah, anyone can take that question.
Yeah.
It's difficult, sir, for open universities. You have to email them probably. Email them and ask them.
So even in open universities, I think there are some study centers, some points of contact. So where you just go and attend some classes weekly or something. So if you have a study center, maybe you can approach the study center head or whoever is teaching there, and they can assess you like based on your attendance and your performance there. Probably.
You have to go to the center. The best thing is if your emails are not, they're not replying to your emails, just go visit the center. If you really want it, they'll tell you something about it.
Okay. I think we have the same repetitive questions right now because they have already answered, guys, your questions. Like,
do you have any idea about associate degree? Any of you have any idea? Because like that is a very confusing point. Yeah, research maybe you. Yeah.
What's an associate degree exactly?
So like I am doing my associate degree only right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be eligible to answer this. So I'll give you like example, like associate degree, when you compare it with India, it is kind of a diploma. So it is the thing that you do after your class 12, but it is not equivalent to undergraduation degree. So that is what associate degree program is. But thankfully my university, like they told me like after I complete my associate degree, I need to do 1 year extra course with them. They'll only like it will be a university scholarship, and they will provide me with a bachelor's certificate. So that is it. So associate degree, you can tell it like associate degree, it is like the diploma you do in the engineering diploma you do after class 10. That is
like we have polytechnics and other stuff.
Yeah, polytechnic college. Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Shashi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so as I was saying, a lot of questions have been answered already. They have covered it earlier. And yeah, about GPA and everything, they showed us the Scholaro website and everything. You just have to like translate there.
There is one question about like, can they choose multiple majors or multiple departments in one application? For example,
don't do that.
It's not recommended,
So
right?
It's not advisable to do it, because then they'll like your mind is in 10 different directions, and you can.
And your SOP, how will you like justify that in the SOP?
So it won't put a good impression.
So no, we will not recommend that. Just choose one department, one major, and choose 3 universities. Yeah, don't choose 3 majors.
Don't use multiple. And also there's a question about double masters. So I think in the form they ask for your bachelor's marks, but you can attach your master's degree as well. If somebody is doing double masters, but I think that the marks that they will ask is for your bachelor's marks in the form, but you attach your master's degree along with it. It's not a problem. Anything extra, just attach it.
Okay, for the grade conversion, I think they have already covered in detail. So maybe if you join late, you can watch the recordings later. They have explained these things in pretty much detail, that how you are supposed to convert the grades and how you should get it approved by your department. Regarding SOP, there are many questions that like what content we should add and in what order. If you see the application format, they have already given you pointers that you are supposed to mention this and this thing. So just read that and just try to cover those points in brief. And you can on internet also, like she said, if you find out, you will get multiple samples of a study, SOPs and personal statements. So just have a look at some SOP samples from your choice of major, and then try to follow that. Any other question do we have?
Yes, I have.
Sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah, Akanksha, you can add whatever you want to
add. Sir, for the double masters thing, I would suggest not to just give your bachelor's degree and not to add your master's degree, because they have to, provide a valid reason why they want to do that double, they want to go for the another master's. And I had my friend who wanted to do like this, but the previous GKS scholars also suggested not to give their master's degree in it, because anyway they will see your bachelor's degree for your master's, and it may affect give them a second thought, because the person already did his master's, and why he's not going for the PhD.
Yeah.
The same
so ultimately, the point is that don't
it is not advised to give. Yeah.
If it is not going to help your application, don't add it. For example, let's say you are applying for biotechnology or something, and let's say you have attended some dance class or something, or it is not related at all, and it's not going to help your application. So just don't add it. Don't overcomplicate things. Similarly, if you can somehow relate and justify that I have done double masters and it's going I have done a master's already, it's going to help me. Somehow you can relate two majors, then you are most welcome to do it. But if you can't, then just avoid it. In
personal statement or in SOP you can mention it, but be very clear what you are going to answer when the interviewers are going to ask it, because this gives a second thought to them, because there are many people who wants to do masters from they already did their bachelor's and they want to get into the masters, but you are already a master's student, already completed.
And also don't worry what they will think about the gap year. In Korea, they don't mind that thing, as long as you are able to justify that you have utilized that period doing something, maybe preparing for some examination, doing some research, or doing some internship or work. If you can justify the gap, they don't take it negatively at all. So you don't have to worry about the gap. Okay, I think Niranjana, she has raised that, and Niranjana, you can ask your question.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the session. And I'm planning to do my master's in fashion, merchandise and textiles. Is there anything different other than MBA courses? Is there anything different information for this? In the procedure of applying for GKS?
Anyone would like to answer that? So the process is same for basically, it's not that you are applying for fashion or music or history or geography. The process will be same for everything. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. There is nothing different.
One more small doubt, and regarding the documents, they told Aadhaar card is not agreed now. So I have my Aadhaar card. Recently I had to change my house, so my Aadhaar card and passport has the same address, but my voter ID has a different address.
should I definitely change my voter ID, or will it be supporting?
Change it. All the address should match.
Okay. Yeah. That's, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So who else? Suranshishi, you have a question?
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Sir, actually, I'm caught in a situation like my master's degree and my master's diploma was like a single program, and I got an award from my college for the diploma program. So can I add that award in my university award section? Because there is a section in application form if you got an award or something.
Why not? Like awards, I think like they're just extracurricular things like awards and all the seminars you have done. So you can attach them. I think they'll be able to, even if doesn't come under that category, I think they'll be able to figure it out. I don't see like anyone. Maybe you can add something, Sundashi, Akanksha, Rishi, like, or Dashnashi. I don't think like awards.
Yes, sir. She can add. She can, like, it doesn't mean you need to write it for your, like, you're applying for master's, so you need to mention a master's award. You can apply those, like you got in high school or in your bachelor's. You can do that. It is just an extracurricular column in it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We have any other questions, Akshitashi? That.
I think so. Questions have been covered, like as I said, about double degree, GPA.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adityashi, you were asking something.
Yeah. At the beginning of this session, Rishal, she has mentioned that there is not much awareness about undergraduate program compared to masters. Like everyone is talking about masters program and that. But again, in between, he mentioned that 45,000 students have applied to GKS undergraduate program. So I am terrified by hearing this number that I have to compete against 45,000 students. I'm one of them. So is it 45,000 students internationally, or Indian students have applied for in number of 45,000?
So it's specific. It's like it's for India only, because like that's what the embassy mentioned us. But you don't need to worry, because like most of the applications they receive, it is like incomplete applications. Like we are told, like incomplete applications, the documentations are not good. They just write personal statement in one day, like just like write I am, like they start the personal statement with hello, I'm this and this from this. But that's not how you do it, because like there are filters in embassy, like, so the first filter will be the eligibility criteria, and I believe that 40 to 50% students will be eliminated from there only. So like just keep your documentations intact and just do your best and you are good to go.
Yeah, thank you for that information. Okay, yeah.
Sorry,
please.
I would like to add, for the question you asked for competing, I think I am not sure about the embassy track people, but I think the same goes for them also. You will be competing for your first few rounds with the Indian people, but for your final seat in your major, you will be competing with everybody who have applied in that major from like every country, because they cannot, like, if there are like 50 countries are participating and 50 people have applied from that seat, they cannot give the same major to all the 50 people. So competition is high everywhere.
Like that, what is not under your control, you don't need to worry about that. You can't do anything about who else is applying. Maybe 1 crore people will apply. We can't like ask them to not apply or anything. So nothing.
Yeah. Thank you for that information. And I want to
thank. I think they have reduced the number of seats this time for UG.
They have reduced the numbers. I also was feeling that, like,
a lot. Sir, I think there are only 2 seats this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
last time for UG.
Yeah.
Last time I have no idea. Rishal might know.
So last time for last time I'll break down what was the, like, for embassy track it was 3 applicants, but one more got in because of Afghanistan crisis. They couldn't select one from Afghanistan, so one from India got in. So 4 for embassy track. For university track, 3 students, 3 plus 2, so 5 students. But this time what they have done is like, I don't know why they have done it, but like they are for university track and UIC, there is no country quota this time. So there is region wise quota. So
yeah,
I
this
think
time
because
so
of
the
that,
quota is divided according to majors also, and this time they've also specified what major are going for GKS, and I think total number of seats are only 119, like from all over the world. So India, Cambodia, Mongolia, and Vietnam has like 4 or 2 seats. Rest of them is just 1 seat. They've reduced it drastically for UG. I don't know what will happen for PG students.
So for you, it has been low like since the very beginning. I think it has been.
So I personally feel like because they have included the GKS UIC, which is specifically for computer science majors, I think they're giving a little bit more preference for, like, as someone mentioned, like about Korea, like they're more giving emphasis on the artificial intelligence and the fourth industrial revolution. So like, I think because that is also one of the reasons why they're doing this.
I see. Maybe. Sakshi, she has raised her hand, like she has her hands up for a very long time. Sakshi, she can ask you questions.
Hello everyone. Actually, I want to ask her. Already I have completed my bachelor's, but if I can skip my bachelor's degree and go with the form UG for medicines.
I don't know. We didn't get your question, I think. Can you repeat once?
Actually, sir, I had done my bachelor's, but I want to apply a bachelor's in medicine. So can I skip my bachelor's degree, or I will not send bachelor's degree to them? Can I apply?
No, that's what you're asking. No, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Can
we? You already have done bachelor's.
It's like, what if I don't mention it?
You have to just go for the luck, because if they find out, then they'll cancel it.
Yeah, so we can't say anything about it.
It's risky. Like if you want, you can take the risk. There's no.
And if it is like for that kind of region, maybe reason, it will be very difficult to apply again for GKS. I think they may like blacklist or something if they find that you have provided wrong information. So we can't advise anything regarding that, because it's a long period. It's not like it's a 3 years course that you are hiding. So I don't know how we will justify that right after 12th, because sometimes we can justify any gaps after graduation that I was like working or something, but after 12th, the gaps are very difficult to justify typically.
Sir, they can check out the other scholarships, like other than GKS. There are many scholarships which might allow them to do degrees, but then they have to look for it.
Undergraduates, I'm not sure if there are any other scholarships available. For masters, you have many, but for undergraduates, like there are very, very few scholarships.
Private scholarships might be there. That's it.
One thing I would like to ask, maybe Rishi, she can give some idea. Like for master's courses and PhD courses, there are also so many direct scholarships that universities provide. There is no GKS or anything in between. You contact the university if they feel that your major is good and they need some researcher in that field, they will give you scholarships. So for undergrad also they have such things, or it's not there?
So like I've realized that more than GK students for masters and PhD, they are like professor funded students, like professor scholarship. But that is not applicable for undergrad, because in undergrad, the first freshman year you take all the courses, then you choose your specific major, and like it is, even if the major is related to labs, then for undergrad, like we don't need to spend time in the lab researching, like writing theses. So for masters, it is there, the professor scholarship, but for undergrad, it's not there according to me.
Because in masters and PhD, you contribute something to the university. You like do work in their research labs. So basically, they are covering your expenses for that. But for undergrad, you're basically consuming things. You are not like giving them anything. But like I was wondering, like if some regional universities in some small towns in Korea, sometimes they want to get their international rankings, improve their ranking by like adding more international students. So sometimes they are ready to give you some waiver in the fee, not 100% free, but like they can waive 25% or 30% of the fee. Is that like there?
So I will talk in regards with my university only, Yungjin University. So there, like I went through the website and I saw that if someone has IELTS 7 or above, so they'll provide 100% of the tuition fees. Only you need to give the living expenses. So for that, like research with the university, because if the university is not that well known, then they'll try to put in efforts to like bring in more international students. So like I'd suggest to like when it's the application time, like undergrad courses mostly start here in March. So like right now they've started their application process for normal students. So like just go to the website and just check, because like I believe that most universities, if you have IELTS score, then they're ready to give you scholarships.
Exactly. So I would say that get your IELTS scores and maybe take TOPIK test, get TOPIK certificate, make your spelling application strong, and then maybe if you are not eligible for GKS, or let's say you are not able to get it, try to approach the universities independently and try to convince them to like waive the fee or something. You can manage your living expenses. I think many universities would be ready to do if you are able to like cover your living expenses. I think they can waive the fee, maybe not, if not 100%, maybe 50% or 25%. So yeah, that is something that you can explore. Yeah, any other questions? Like, do we have
Akanksha? She is asking if there's any age limit for applying to this.
Student, Akanksha.
Yeah, Akanksha, she is student, is asking if there's any age limit. So Sunanda, she has already answered that she doesn't know about other scholarship, but GKS has the age limit of 42 for masters. Yeah.
And for undergrad, it's 24.
24.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So it's like after 19, this time it's like if you should be born after 1998, something like that.
Yeah,
undergraduate. Yeah. So I think we have covered all the questions mostly.
I think we have covered everything.
Yeah, because there are repetitive questions, or like if you guys have joined late, you will find the answers to it from the very start. You'll have to just watch the recording for the same. So yeah, we have basically covered everything. So would you like to add something?
Any final, like, I don't know, like we have two people here, Rajnandini and Purnimashi and Mansishi. I think your question has not been answered. Can we quickly take your questions? Can you just briefly ask your questions, maybe in a
Yes, Anya, sir. I want to ask that I am actually interested in fashion designing. So can I apply to university track?
Why not?
Yes, you can. If you find a university, go for it.
Just go for the whatever subject you want to apply for. Just go check the list of universities. If they offer that, if it is included in GKS, you can apply. Like we can't memorize all the subjects and universities, right? And no one knows that. So you have to check the list. So and you can apply for that. Yeah.
And also, what all things should I mention in the application?
That's already been covered actually. So you just whatever they are asking, you have to mention that. It's already been, if you just, I don't know if you have checked the application, check it first. I think it's self-explanatory. It's written in English and they have clearly asked what they want from you. So just go through it, and all the speakers here, they have scholars here, they will explain everything.
Yeah, so because I didn't get any application, that's why I'm confused.
No, you will not, they will not send you by post or something. You have to get
I searched on Google that means I get any application or not.
So once for that, you can ask in the classroom, your teacher will help you get that. They can share the link with you.
Yeah.
So they're on the LKI website also, so you can get it from there. Purnimashi?
Yeah, sir. I want to ask you the question regarding LOR. Actually, shall we prepared for the LOR before 2 to 3 months, or it should be according to only the application form displayed by the NID? I mean, if I want to get it prepared before 2 to 3 months,
So for
so
example, as long as, like, for example, as long as the process, the application format mentions that the recommendation letter is for GKS scholarship, not for any other purpose. Maybe your professor wrote a recommendation letter for 2020 GKS, but you are sending it now for 2022. That will not be valid, right? If it is mentioned, the professor has mentioned that I am writing this later 1 year in advance, but I'm writing for 2023 scholarship, that will be fine.
Okay.
I have mentioned it. Otherwise, if it's an old letter, it doesn't mention anything, then they will think that maybe the professor wrote it for something else and you are just like adding it to the application.
So it means I can get it prepared before 2 to 3 months.
Definitely. Just use the proper format. If there is any doubt, yeah, Vishal, maybe, yeah, you want to add something.
So for GKS, the validity of LOR is like 6 months. So like if it is before 6 months, then you can get it done.
This much is.
So so actually, I just want to know that it should be in the only format of form. I mean, which is the form number 5.
Okay, Sunanda,
there are 2 things that you have to do. Other than the application, you have to get a letter also.
Okay.
And they have to be in a time period, just like Rishi said. I think I remembered 7 months, but it might be different. It might be 6 months. That's the validity for your LOR. So make sure whatever date you're putting there, and when you're sending the application, when it reaches them, it's under those 6 months time period.
And it has to be in the format, like the format should be included. If they want to add an extra sheet, they can attach that, but format must be there in the LOR. It has to be mentioned already there in the application. If you read it, they have mentioned.
It's written in the application.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So we will take one more question, last question. Rajanandanishi.
Yes, sir. So I'm asking, like, I've already done my master's in Delhi University. So should I mention? So I shouldn't mention it. Like, I've done my master's. Like, just mention my, like, I have done my bachelor's. Like,
I think we already covered that question sometime back.
No,
right?
sir. Is it risky? Because I got scared when somebody asked about the bachelor's. So
as I will repeat again, like, if you think it makes your application strong, if it is relevant, if you can justify, yeah, why not do it? Or let's say if you have, it's not relevant at all, and but I would say that mention it and justify why you have done. There must be some reason why you did master's twice, right? So why not just give that information? Ultimately, it's nothing negative. You have done a degree, you have got a degree. So I think you can justify in a positive way, and you can add like as a strength or something. Yes, Nanda, you want to?
Sir, I will give my own example. Like, I have a UG degree in economics. I have another UG degree in law, and now I'm going for master's, MBA. So in my PS, I made sure that I connected all of these, and like I connected my economics with my MBA, and I also connected economics with law. Even though it was not my the intention to do grad studies like this, but I made sure in my PS it came out like that. I related all these 3 subjects together so that it's helpful for me. It looks better on PS, and I can justify now why I can do MBA, even though my last degree and my practice was in law.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, if you can tell them, just like sir said, that if it's relevant for your major, then convince them.
You just
okay.
Yeah. There was a reason. Yes.
So I should submit my transcript of bachelor's, right? Transcript and degree.
You have to submit everything. Okay. Submit all your educational certificates. When in doubt, just submit it. I don't think it will do any harm. Is it correct? Am I right? Like that we should submit all the educational certificate, or it's not required?
She can mention like she did her master's in personal statement and SOP, but she don't have to submit her master's degree and transcripts. Yeah, for master's they will calculate her bachelor's.
Yeah, but the eligibility criteria is bachelor's, so that certificate must be there.
Yeah, or if you are still in doubt, you can once confirm to the university you will be applying.
Exactly.
Whatever you have doubts, you must confirm it once with the universities.
Because I think if you are mentioning that you have done this and this particular degree, academic degree, if you are claiming that, then I think you should provide some proof. Otherwise, like anyone can say that I have done PhD from Harvard and this and that. There is no way to just verify that. So if you are saying that you have got an academic degree, then I think there is no harm in it. But mind that you will have to spend more money in getting all those documents, postal and everything. So, but yeah, I don't think there should be any harm by attaching. If you don't want to skip, you can skip that.
Then it's not compulsory to apostle the document which is not asked for.
Okay.
So if they're asking just bachelor's, then they need to apostle the bachelor's. It's not. It's given in a very short line in the guideline. We give
so for example, okay, this is also.
I didn't know this. I read about it later.
So if they are applying for master's degree, they only need to apostille the bachelor's degree document, not the 12th or 10th.
No.
Yes.
Okay. And if they're applying for undergrad, then they need to just apostille 12th or 10th also.
So like this thing it will depend on the universities and embassy, because I have some friends who were rejected because they only submitted class 12 mark sheets, and I also have friends like who got in by submitting just class 12 mark sheets, and others like they did not accept them because they had only submitted class 12 mark sheets. So this thing you need to clarify, but to be on the safer side, I'd suggest you to attach class 10, 11 and 12 mark sheets, because that's what you'll be filling in the form, because there's like 4 or 5 columns to fill your marks of every year. So like to be on the safer side, I'd suggest to attach class 10, 11 and 12 mark sheets.
So yeah, to be on the safer side, you should get it up, because anyway you will need it, the postal documents later on for higher studies or for other purposes. So get all the educational documents. Do we also need to get the what documents do we need to apostille? Like the educational documents, what else? Like do we also need to get apostille voter ID or passport?
Yes.
Voter ID.
Birth certificate and voter ID.
They also need to be apostille.
Yes.
Not to apostille the extracurricular things or awards.
No.
4 basic documents are the bachelor's degree. In my case, the bachelor's degree, the passing certificate if you have, the mark sheet and the degree, and birth certificate and your voter ID if you're using voter ID instead of passport. Passport does not need to be apostilled.
Passport does not need to be apostilled.
No.
You need to apostille your extracurricular certificates
or
awards and other things.
No, they just as it is.
Okay, that's really good. Any other thing that we haven't covered? Any final?
Can I put my passport photocopies or Xerox instead of my birth certificate apostille?
No, if you're the applicant, so your birth certificate is necessary.
How do I apply? Like, how do I give the certificate for proof of citizenship through my passport? Like, how do I do that?
So
I want to.
I'll talk about this. Like last year,
Go on, Rishi. Go on.
So till last year, like only passport was accepted as far as I remember, because I only submitted passport, no birth certificate, anything. But from this year onwards, like you need to have your birth certificate or a voter ID, apostille, and your passport. You need to add it as a supplementary document.
Passport is compulsory, but if you have a birth certificate, it's appreciated because that's their system here. They have a whole birth certificate registration system in Korea. So they will believe you more, but passport is okay. A lot of people did not have birth certificate, so they gave 3 passports, their parents' passports and their own passport. This way they can match address and they will know that you're an Indian citizen.
Okay, so I think we have already gone beyond our set time, and I hope you haven't skipped lunch for this session. It must be lunchtime in Korea, right? So I hope you have had your lunch. Really, thank you. You gave extra time. I think we are around 40 minutes over the set time. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sunanda Shi, Akanksha Shi, Darshana Shi, and Risha Shi. There are 1 or 2 more students, GKS scholars from LKI, but somehow we were not able to contact them. Maybe they didn't check their mails or something. So, yeah.
And I would like to thank Akanksha for this, because after getting selected, she helped me out the most because she patiently took all my questions. I was like, this is my opportunity to thank her, like for medicals, and the process after getting selected is also complicated, and she was so patient with my questions. And so I would like to thank her, that she helped me out a lot with all the process. Thank you, Akanksha.
You're welcome. I don't know what to say in public, but you're welcome.
So one more thing, because you brought the topic, I would like to add that if you are reaching out to someone for help, if you are asking them any questions, so like for example, Sunanda, she said that Akanksha, she helped her a lot. So her questions also must have been very, very relevant and very to the point. If you are sending random questions without doing any previous prior research or anything, then people will not be very inclined to answer. So do your own research, read everything properly, and if there is really crucial in question that you are not able to understand, then only clearly and very specifically to the point ask to someone, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help anyone. Akanksha, you were saying something.
So just saying, I just wanted to say, for my application also, Satish sir played very important role, because when I came to know about the GKS, I contacted him. He was the first person whom I contacted on FB. I don't know if I remember or not. And then, like I told you, 4 months are enough for you to prepare. Start from zero. And I did. I got internship and my language certificate, and I did many things under sir. So sir played the major role in getting me extracurriculars in my language. My GKS application. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. But ultimately, yeah, it's your hard work. So yeah, people are there to help. Yeah. So we are all here to help you, everyone. If you have any questions, you need help at any stage, all the LKI teachers, all your seniors, everyone are there to help you. You just have to do your work, your previous homework, and then you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you. So I would like to thank everyone again. I would like to thank Akshita, who at very short notice, she coordinated this session. She prepared everything. She contacted all the GKS scholars and notified everyone. So a lot of hard work on her part. So thank you, Akshita.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I would like to add something, as you said, sir, that Sunanda, she took help from Akanksha, and her questions must have been really specific. I would really like to tell students as well, because I get asked a lot of questions since I teach, so I get asked a lot of questions in class and then messages. I can really help you. I can really read and research, and I can really do that, but you really have to be very specific. If you ask me something like, I want to study in Korea, can I? Yes, you can. I would just say yes, but you really have to be very specific with that. Yeah, that's just only thing from my part. Yeah, and thank you so much for joining and replying me. Really, they were also really prompt for replying to my emails. So yeah, I would like to thank you all for that as well.
I think I contacted all 4 scholars just I think 3-4 days back, and they were very prompt in responding. So really thank you. I know how busy life is in Korea. I have been there, so I know it's very hectic and it's very stressful, and all of because of food issues and everything. Or topics shouldn't be I can really, I have my sympathies. So all the best. If you need any help, because I have still have some contacts in Korea and everything. So if you need any help in Korea, please let me know regarding anything. Okay, so please feel free to contact me anytime if you need any help. And yeah, so thank you again. I think we can wrap it up. Covered everything. If still you have any questions, just contact us through the classroom group, in the Kakao group, or in the Telegram group. You can ask that question, and I think we'll be able to answer. And some of the scholars are also there in the groups, by the way. So maybe when they have time, if they can see your message, I'm sure they will reply there. So it's okay. So yeah, thank you everyone again. Comes on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Really good to see you all.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's keep in touch.
Okay.
Thank
bye
you.
bye. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Bye.